G'day boys and girls, it's Colin back again for your assembly. We're going to go to a little town called Saintfield today. And let's sing the song. Before that, I'm trusting you. The lion.
Wild and amazing, I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Wherever you lead me, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Life will be crazy, wild and amazing, I'm trusting you, God, you are good. I wanna live each day like anything can happen. Can't hardly wait to see what's next. I wanna face this world with wonder and excitement. Face every challenge every day. Wherever you lead me, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Life will be crazy, wild and amazing. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Wherever you lead me, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Life will be crazy, wild and amazing. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. The valley, my mountains high. Wherever we go, Lord, you are good. Can't hold me back now, I'm gonna fly. Wherever we go, Lord, you are good. Walk through the valley, my mountains high. Wherever we go, Lord, you are good. Can't hold me back now, I'm gonna fly. Wherever we go, Lord, you are good. I wanna live each day like anything can happen. Can't hardly wait to see what's next. I wanna face this world with wonder and excitement. Face every challenge every day. Lead me, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Life will be crazy, wild and amazing. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Wherever you lead me, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. Life will be crazy, wild and amazing. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. I'm trusting you, God, you are good. I'm trusting you, God, you are good.
I'm trusting you, God. You are good. Our God is a great big God. Let's go now to Saintfield, a wonderful little town right in the middle of County Down. Let's see what's going on in Saintfield. Does anyone know where I am today? In a little town called Saintfield. Saintfield is quite central. If you notice, you go to Downpatrick that way, 11 miles, right in the middle between Downpatrick and Belfast, 11 miles either side. If you go this way, you come to Killelay, and if you go that way, you'll come to Lisburn. It's quite a busy little town in the sense you can see the traffic. But what I like about these little towns, there's a lot of local businesses here. Most of the shops are owned by local people, and all sorts of shops. You get a sweetie shop, there's a toy shop, of course you get a solicitor's, a dentist, all the normal shops you would get. Quite often you don't get the little country shops, you don't see them in the big cities or the bigger towns, but lots of these are local and they're good for shopping. It's always good to support local business. You get your fruit and veg shops, you get your grocery shops, and you get your butchers, etc., and shops like that. But this is called Saintfield, and if you look at the history of Saintfield, like many towns, they were industrious. They had a textile that was quite big for textiles with the flax, and eventually making all sorts of materials, or eventually clothes, and there was corn and flour mills. And outside the town of Saintfield, you'll see lots of farming, and there's sheep and there's cattle and there's arable farming, and you can see it all happening. So it's a country town, but I like the name Saintfield. Now, whenever you think of the word Saintfield, I'm not too sure where it got the name Saintfield from, but whenever I think of the word saint, the apostles in the New Testament, you've got St. Peter, you've got St. Paul, they were called saints because they really loved God, and whenever they had God in their lives, they became Christians, and they really sold out for God. God was all they lived for. They were like saints, not perfect in the sense, but they would often encourage people, like, just anything that distracts your walk with God, it needs to go. That's how serious and important it was for them to live for God. Say that they were saints in that sense. So there were St. Peter, St. John, and St. Paul, and those ones. So you get the word saint, it means solely dedicated to God. And that's what God loves. He loves people who really love Him, people who are dedicated for the cause of God, who love the Bible and love God and love to teach people about the Bible. But whenever I think of the word field, quite often the word field is also used in the Bible. The Lord used the field. He said, look onto the fields, they're white already unto harvest. In other words, whenever he looked at the field, it was a picture of the world. And he said, the world comes and the world goes. People are born, they live and they die. But the most important thing Jesus was teaching the people is they need to hear about me and why I've came to the world. I've came into the world to set them free. Set them free from their sin, from the way they live, to come into their lives, to help them, to guide them as they go through life. But the world was so busy, they couldn't see the big picture. And that's like life today. Sometimes we go to school and it's good to be educated and it's good to think about your future. But sometimes we can be so focused on education, so focused on a career, so focused on life and everything else, we can forget about the most important person in life, and that's God, because God is the very one who gave us life to live. So whenever I think of these little towns like Saintfield here today, no matter what town you go to, they've got a shop, they've got a petrol station, they've got food for sale. But I like as you walk, whenever you're driving, you don't see the same, but when you're walking, you're going slower. As you're walking from shop to shop up the street called window shopping, I like to look through the window. Don't like to take Joanne and my wife into too many shops, and she wants to buy everything. But whenever you look at the window, you can see what's for sale. It gives you an idea what's local, what's handcrafted, what's for sale, the price of things. Then you compare prices, then you like to go. That's called shopping. Today, lots of people shop online. Shopping, it's easy. But again, it's called sofa shopping. You're just sitting in the sofa, online, go to Amazon, go to Tesco, go to Sainsbury's, and you're not people then don't mix with people, they don't get to shop the same way, and life becomes very, very socially distant, if you like, and that's the way it seems to be going. But that doesn't help the local shops. It's good to go out when you can and support the local business, the flower shops, the plant shops, the garden shops, and so many shops. Local people, how they rear their family, pay their bills, they rely on footfall. That's people walking in their feet, coming into the shop to spend money in their shop that they can do. So that's Saintfield here in County Down, and not too far from Belfast, Downpatrick, Lisburn, and of course all the wee villages in between. So I'm just walking down the street, the main street in Saintfield. It's amazing how many little shops there are. And you can see the big tractor and slurry tanker just going through the town because it's on the route from field to field. And you can see agriculture is very, very important. The farming, all the different animals, they need to put the slurry out from the winter, and it's all part of the process of the farming. But even if you walk around, there's a Maud's ice cream shop. We all like ice cream. Again, supporting the local farmers with their milk industry. And there's a wallpaper shop. So if you're a paint shop, if you're decorating your house, you need to put either paint on it or wallpaper, all the different colours. It just helps brighten the whole house up. And then of course you've got a wee bakery shop here. If you want a wee bun, I've tried to stop eating buns, but you can see all the wee buns here. Beautiful. I could just spend the whole afternoon in here just tasting. But again, local produce baked here early in the morning. People can come and get their buns and their pastries. All sorts of shops. And there's a pet shop. So lots of people here have got animals. They've got cats. They've got dogs, goldfish, horses, whatever you need for your animals. And of course, I'm reminded God created the animals and made the animals for us to look after. It's our responsibility to do that. So if you want anything for your pets, come to Saintfield. And if you want to buy a house, there's an estate agent. If you're selling your house, you come to the estate agent and they give you, of course, help and guidance how to sell your house, how to make money. So lots of things. There's another one here I noticed called Tate's Treasures, cards, gifts and stationery. If you want to get paper, pens, pencils, but treasures, the Bible talks about treasures, says lay up for yourself treasures in heaven where moth doesn't corrupt. Moth is like a little butterfly. It seems to get into the wardrobe of clothes, and whenever you're not wearing your clothes, it loves wool. It keeps eating and eating at the wool, and so therefore it'll destroy and it'll make holes in the jumper or the jacket, whatever you're wearing. But so whenever we think about treasures and think about this shop and think about the word treasure in heaven, it says lay up for yourself treasures which are in heaven. So that's a big picture for me. Everything you do, we're trying to aim to please God in heaven, and that's very, 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 very important. So am I walking through the street, a little town, you can see so many shops, and every one of them has a picture to tell. Every one of them's got somebody who owns it, who works in it, who serves the community, and the door's open and people want to come in and spend their money. And do you know what I'm going to do? There's a wee cafe here, and we started off talking about saints, St. Paul, St. John, St. Peter, and there's a wee cafe right in the middle of Saintfield, and it's called Saint Cafe. And I thought, it's a wee bit chilly today, I would love a bowl of soup, so I'm going to go into myself, get a cup of tea and a bowl of soup, and maybe even a wee bun. I'm not sure about the wee bun, but I'm definitely going to get a bowl of soup. How's that for a day? Thank you all the folks here in Saintfield, a place I often go passing through it or going to it. A lovely little place, lots of friendly people in Saintfield. Let's sing the butterfly song. I don't know if you get any butterflies or rabbits or little birdies in Saintfield, but do you know what you might find? Here we go. Butterfly song.
My tail and a giggle with me, but I just thank you for
Saintfield, thank you so much for watching. Hello to all my friends here in Saintfield. Don't forget about Robert, who services my car. It's little special girls who were little girls with their mummies. And I say hello to your little children now as well, to Saintfield County Down. Boys and girls, get back to your schoolwork, and you never know, one day when you're out driving your car or riding your horsey, you might just take a wee run over to Saintfield. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Yeah, 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 yeah.